What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck? Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello everyone and welcome into the show. Welcome on in, each and every one of you in the league. We're all alive still. We're all playing our best Magic that we can. And I hope the league is going well and treating you well so far. How's it going? How are you? How is your record? Are you doing well? Did you have a misplay last week that cost you a game? Or maybe you opened some bomb rare from, I don't know, Vow. Zeke. I'm looking at you, Zeke. Maybe you want to say farewell to that Vow rare because you opened another good rare, Zeke. All right, everyone. Welcome to the show. My name is, of course, John, aka Goku or Go Home. I am your host with the most, and we are going to take a journey through week 1 of Brawldurs Gate League this week, as we are about to be entering week 2. We also are going to have a nice little chat with Richard, who won the Eldraine League. We're going to talk about his experience in Eldraine, what it's like to be a winner, and what he thinks of Brawldurs Gate so far. Oh, how did I do, you ask? Oh, well, thanks for asking. You didn't have to do that, but I do appreciate the back and forth that we have here. I went 4-1. Good week. Only loss was to Jeremy, who's a very good player. He said some very nice things about the show. I had a pretty rough misplay. He had a rough misplay. It happens. But it was a good start. Good start to the week. I think my commander's better than I gave it credit for. Raga Draga 2, red, green, 4/4. Creatures with a mana ability get +2/+2 whenever they attack. Untap them. Whenever you spend 7 mana on a spell, target creature gets +7/+7 and trample. And I am all in on this +7/+7 trample plan. I am doing 7-drop tribal. I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. So far, trampling over things has been very helpful. I'm able to get over these blink decks and these kind of value creature decks. The deck is pretty good. I'm digging it. It's pretty good, and I think it only gets better as I go, because frankly, I would love to get a couple losses and get a couple better cards in that thing. But now is not the time to talk about that. Now is the time to specialize.
It's time to specialize.
So we are 1 week into Brawldurs Gate, and as I record this is Friday at about 6 p.m. EST. And right now we're going to take a look at the top 8. Who is doing well? Who is having a great start to their league? Well, Mitchell is. Midge Spaghetti Mitch ran the whole Spaghetti series. 5-0. Same with Johnny M. Johnny's a big player, been in the league a long time. Very competitive, very tough games if you play Johnny. Cody Race MG and Damian S. all 5-0. All pretty common names in the league. They're all standouts. They've all been there before, right? We're talking about your Johnnies and your Damians and your Codys and your Mitchells. Then we got Jordan, Andrew, Miranda, and Emmett topping out the top 8. If we were to have the Mega Draft today, that is who would be in it. Great start to the league, everybody. I'm sure you're excited. I'm sure you're feeling good about where you're at. I hope you can continue to get those wins and make the Mega Draft. Because that's how you do it. I touched on this last week a little bit, but it's a marathon. Just because you're 5-0, just because you're 4-1, doesn't mean you're going to make it. You need to continue to keep that pace going. From here on out, we are going to start to see some win streaks and some losing streaks. And some people that are in the back and in the middle can kind of catch up, and those people in the front can fall off. Look at me in Eldraine League. I'm looking at me. Eldraine League, 7-0 to 10-5. But hey, here we are. It's Brawldurs Gate. It's a new time. It's a new journey. And people are talking about it, right? People are talking about the polar bear. People are talking about Lazelle. People are talking about these broken cards that they're scared of and they don't want to play against. Is this polar bear going to be a menace by week 4? When it's got a whole deck full of food makers and it doesn't need to attack? Is Lazelle going to be too broken once your deck is full of soul herders and things to flicker all day? Will Clement just break the format? I don't know. I don't know. If I knew, I'd have a plan. And you know my plan. My plan is +7/+7 in trample all day. I'm not worried about your hexproof polar bear, and I'm not worried about your commander that you can blink to draw a card. You can do that as much as you like. Because my question for you is, can you block a +7/+7 trample creature? Like, how often can you block that thing with your hexproof bear? It's tough. But, these cards do look broken, and they will be broken. And by the end, I'm interested to see, will the polar bear be half the top 8? Or will it not even make it? What kind of decks are people going to bringing to counteract this meta? You got your combo decks, your infinite life gain, infinite creatures. You got your control decks. You got your big stompy guys. You got your blink decks. You got your Mardu, your Goku. It's all happening. Whatever you want to play, you can play it. Yeah, and I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm off to a good start. I hope to continue it. I'm not sure that I will be able to, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do well. I'm not here to lose, although I do lose a lot. Congratulations to everyone in the top 8. I hope your decks are broken. I don't want to play you. Please pick on some other people. I want to get my wins. I don't want to take some L's. And of course, do you open a pack or do you go for the silver bullets? I'm still all about the silver bullets, but you have been seeing some people crack some packs and hit some bangers. So it's kind of up in the air. I'd love to see someone who's cracking packs make it to the top 8. I want to see that happen. But until I can see that, why don't you come with me and go on a little adventure?
Here we go, 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 on an adventure. The thingamajigger is up. Go, 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 go.
This week I talked to Richard, who won the Eldraine Double League. Richard's first win. Richard's been a longtime member of the community. He does commentary on the Mega Draft normally, and also does commentary on some games on Friday night. He's always in the chats. He's got a great sense of humor, and he's also a very smart person. So very happy to have Richard on the show. We talked about Eldraine. We talked about the Mega Draft. We talked about Brawldurs Gate. But what we didn't talk about was when he started to play Magic, because I am a bad host, and I forgot to ask him that question. Now, I did reach out to him after the interview to get his response, and I said, hey, when did you start playing Magic? He started out just messing around with casual kitchen table Magic with friends in about 2012, but the first time he went to a store and played was in 2014. He was brewing standard decks, but soon discovered Draft and got hooked on Limited. His first draft was Born of the Gods, second set in Theros, but Limited was secondary to Standard. He came in, he was a Standard player, but after that he got into Khans of Tarkir. That set made him fall in love with Limited, and that's when he stopped playing Constructed and never looked back. And I'm with you. I'm not looking back, and I am not playing Constructed, Richard. So I sat down with Richard, and we're going to play that conversation now. All right, everyone. We are going back in time a little bit this week and talking to our Eldraine 2-times winner. So I would like to say welcome to the show, or should I say, shelcome to the woe, to Richard. How's it going, Richard?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for coming on. You're the big Eldraine winner.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about it, man. You had a great run in Eldraine. You started what, 7-0?
I know I was 8-2 after the first couple weeks. So it started off strong.
And you're on Green Black Food, Trail of Crumbs.
Yeah, that seemed to be sort of the boogeyman deck of the league. It came pre-built for me, so I didn't have to work very hard. I think I benefited from the league being 3 weeks, because in past leagues, often week 3, week 4, I'm like in the top 8, and then it tumbles. So yep. I'm sort of glad we cut it off before I could fall.
That's what happened to me. I started strong, 7-0, finished at 10-5, and it wasn't enough, and I just crashed in that last half of it. What'd you think of Eldraine? So it was a sped up league, double loss, 12 packs. What'd you think of it? Did you think it was a good idea? Success? Obviously you did well, so you got to like it a little bit, right? It's hard to hate the leagues that you do well in.
I was actually against the 12 packs at first. I just thought, well, the decks are going to come pre-built, which they kind of did.
Yeah.
Like I don't think many people really changed colors, and unless they open an insane rare. But
Well,
like
I
for
think
me, I know
people-
none of the rares I opened made my deck except for a Fabled Passage. So
Same. I had a very similar. By the end, I was opening packs and adding maybe one card from a pack here and there.
yeah.
I think a lot of people were either pivoting to green black as time went on, because you would play against those decks and they would just grind forever, and they were so hard to win.
Yeah, it was exhausting. I had 9 of my 15 matches were food mirrors.
Oh my god!
And most of them got up towards close to an hour.
Yeah, I played an aggro deck, and every time I ran into a food deck, those games took forever because they would just gain so much life and outvalue me with that stupid Trail of Crumbs. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like Trail of Crumbs. I had like 3 Curious Pair, 5 Tempting Witch. It was just like all the 1/3s that make food are also very good against aggro. So
yes, shuts it down, keeps you alive, and then you just sack them for value.
yeah.
Good archetype, and you made it. This is what was your? How many appearances have you had in the top 8 now?
This is since we've started online, this is my 3rd top 8.
Very well done. Very well done.
It's been a while. The competition is just so strong now. It's very, very difficult to make top 8.
And the leagues are also so big, you have to have such a good record by the end. Like, mistakes have to be very marginalized, very minimized to make top 8.
Yeah, back in the days of the paper leagues, which you discussed a bit with Chris York, like a 12-11 record was was usually good for top 8 a lot of the time because we had 20 players in the league. So
yeah. These
now
days it's like 20-10 locks you, from what I know, at least sometimes most of the time.
Something like that, yeah.
So you had your 3rd mega draft. You went red green, which is traditionally a strong color pair in the mega draft, and you had this gross aggro deck. How many 1-drops did you have in that thing?
Yeah, it was a little different from a lot of the Gruul decks that we've seen in the mega drafts in the past. Usually the Gruul decks for the mega drafts in the past were just like, play bigger creatures than opponents. So like your 3 drops, 4 drops, 5 drops are just so much bigger. Here, this was just an aggro deck. That's what red green was in Eldraine. I had 10 1-drop creatures.
Oh, geez.
All of them were commons. They were all cards that people weren't looking for. So I was just picking all of them up. This was a different mega draft than we've had in the past. This is the first time we've done 6 packs of just one set. Yeah. So I knew that if I could dial into some subset of commons that weren't being desired by other people, you could get 3, 4, 5 copies of them in a deck.
And it worked out really. You also had Grumgully there. You had Escape to the Wilds on the top end, which is great. I'm sure.
That was like that. Yeah. Escape to the Wilds came pretty late into a pack. Like even Robber of the Rich was like, I don't remember which pack it was, but it was pick 6. So it just means like nobody was taking red aggressive cards.
Yeah, Robber the Rich is a great card. You definitely, I mean, the fact that that's getting the pack 6 is pretty wild to me. So
I think it was the only human in my deck which cared about non-humans, but it was good enough to make the cut.
Oh, for sure. You start playing cards off their library, you're feeling good. That's a real fun card. So I saw the finals. You took down Sawyer, who seemed to have a very streamlined, very nice red-green deck. I know I watched that game, and you barged through fairy after fairy, trample after trample to get that win.
Yeah, he was playing red-blue.
Yes.
He had like 3 Mad Ratter, 3 Improbable Alliance. Like, he found the open archetype as well for his seat, so he just reaped all the benefits. The first game was very scary. He went Improbable Alliance and did 2 Mirror Maids to make 3 copies of them. I was able to fight back in the other games, mostly thanks to the Bargain, of which I had 5 copies. I think in one of the games I played a Bargain 3 turns in a row.
Yeah, and it was the top deck Bargain for the win.
Yeah, to keep getting in the damage.
You played the aggro plan very well. You stuck to your guns. You pumped your creatures. You barged through. You got the win. How does it feel to be the champion of the Eldraine League?
It feels nice to finally get a league win here. I think except for Kamigawa, which I took 1 league off for Kamigawa, but since we've been online and basically 2 years now since Ikoria came out, I've yet to win one. So this feels nice. Even if it is a shortened league, I'll still take it.
Hey, I'm glad you got it. You're a big member of the community. I know that I'm always a big fan of your commentaries. In fact, I'm so dumb. I was watching those and I was like, man, why isn't Richard doing commentary? He's here. And I was just had everything muted and I was watching.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm missing out on this commentary. And I was like, oh yeah, he's playing. He's playing in the finals.
If I was feeling like very vain, I could have commentated on my own matches, but
I'll just call it.
I decided I'll just focus on the gameplay.
Well, I know you're much appreciated in the league. I love all your I love how you mix around the titles of cards. It always keeps me laughing. You got a great sense of humor, throwing people down the well. It's great to see you get a win, and you're a great player. It all just adds up over time, right?
Yeah, I was starting to think I was just around for comic relief, but
no, you backed it up.
We got one through finally.
So Eldraine's done. You won it. You're in for the Player of the Year. I'm excited for that. I'm going to be in that as well. It's going to be my first Player of the Year tournament. I can't wait to see what happens there.
Yeah, we had one last year which I qualified for, and I got fourth place. So
hey, nothing to cry about.
It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun.
Fourth place Player of the Year. That's still pretty dang good.
I'll take it.
And now we're into Brawldurs Gate, right? We're into the next thing. We're doing commanders. We're doing silver bullets. We're by the time this comes out, we're basically beginning into the start of week 2. How are you liking Brawldurs Gate so far?
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't expect people to just be dialed in on their commander right away and start going for synergy or even combos like that some people are taking. So
yeah, that's interesting.
I didn't really have a synergistic commander, so I said, let me open up a couple packs. I lost my first 2. I said, let me open up packs. Even though I got some cool cards, actually some really good rares, I still just didn't feel like I was closer to a deck. So I decided I'm gonna add silver bullets. I'm just gonna do what I like to do.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna add the cards that I like to play, and I have a good commander set up for that. However, I won my last 3 matches of the week, so I'll have to wait till next week to start adding cards. But I'm running a blue-white Clements, which is the specialized rare.
Oh yeah.
Where I just cast it on turn 2, and every creature in my hand gets +1/+1.
Yeah.
So I've been able to curve out a few times with that and just get some wins.
The commander is so great because you're always casting it on turn 2. Basically any game, right? Maybe a segment would take the spot, but you're always
not even.
Two.
If I have a 3-drop creature in my hand, I'm always just casting it on turn 2. It's come up quite a few times.
And then you just chump with it, let it die, cast it again on turn 4. Why not?
Or specialize it. Or the blue side is a 3/4 vigilance. So that draws a card. So I've been having some good success with that. I'm gonna try and move into a blink deck just because that's what I like to do. It's the cards I like to play. It's it's my favorite cards to play in limited. So once I lose, I'm gonna start adding some of those pieces.
I think that's the way to play the league. Play the deck you want to play and the cards you want, and that way you're going to have fun no matter what. Like eventually you're going to have a deck you're going to love to play. You're going to be happy with every card you draw. You're going to have more fun.
Yeah, I think I was afraid initially to go all in on something right away. So that's why I said I'll open packs. I opened Ikoria and New Capenna, which have fixing and multicolor cards, and I got a few cool cards. Like actually in my New Capenna pack, I got the 2 blue-white fetch lands, those commons.
Nice.
And a Rafine's Informant. And in the Ikoria pack, I got a Shark Typhoon. So I got some cool cards. Interesting cards, but
it's too bad you can't make Shark Typhoon your commander, though, huh? Just cycling that thing. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, I did lose a game today when my opponent cast Gale's Redirection, which is a counter spell that steals the spell on my Shark Typhoon.
That's pretty brutal. Yeah, and I've noticed that it does feel different than a normal league. Like I'm pretty much a straight limited player. I dabble in commander, but I'm not a commander player. And I feel like this is a league for commander players. They kind of know what they're doing a little more than I do, I think.
Yeah, I consider myself a big time commander player. I haven't played much in the last 2 years. But before I was playing a couple days a week. And I do have a lot of decks, so I do like commander. I was kind of worried at first because I saw a lot of people like the cards they were adding on the first couple of days. I was like, wow, people are just going for almost combos.
Yeah,
and I was like, if you don't have cheap removal, you're just going to fold to these combos. And I was like, it's not fun to add removal spells with silver bullets. Like that's not what people want to do. So a bit torn on how fun it's going to be once the decks get really, really focused. But for now, I'm enjoying it, and we'll see.
I am too, and I keep thinking about what cards I'm going to add. I really am putting a lot of thought into what cards I'm going to add. I keep looking at my list I have, and I add more to them and take them away. And I keep thinking about it. I'm putting a lot more thought into this league than I have into other leagues, which is kind of fun.
This is kind of reminiscent of when we had Commander League in the store. It's a bit different, but it's a similar idea of getting to fine tune your deck a little bit.
Yeah, of course, by the end, we're going to see, was this commander too strong? And, 5 of them made top 8, or was there going to be a well-rounded color pairing? I'm excited to see how that goes. If anyone that opens packs can even make it to top 8, I'd love to see somebody do it. I think it'd be very exciting.
I know Chris York is big on the packs. He used to do that in our commander leagues as well. I think he was the only person to open packs.
Yeah, well, we're going to keep a close eye on Chris York. He already guessed his record in last week's show. We're going to see how he does. And we'll keep an eye on his pack, see what Chris cracks, see if he gets anything good.
Yeah, you never know.
And of course, with your win of the Eldraine League, you get to make an emote for the league. I know I had one made. It took me a while to pick what I wanted. But you've been in a couple top 8s. Maybe you've kind of got an idea of what your emote will be. Do you know? Or do you have an inkling?
It's gotta be a Cloud Blazer.
Yeah, right. Something Cloud Blazer.
I know. I'm not big on graphics, but I know one of our league members, Johnny, he's got a good knack of turning these card arts into something that can be a little tiny emote and still be clear. So I'll probably get in touch with him to try and fix that. I know he did that for some other people who wanted a card art, because if you just put the card art as an emote, it's like tiny. Yeah. If you isolate whatever the focus of the card art is, so in this case, the creature itself, and bring that to the forefront and make the background like clear, then it looks nice. So
yeah, I know that 3-bit inspector started a little too small to really tell what was going on, and Johnny came in and made it a readable emote. So thank you for that, Johnny.
It's got to be Cloud Blazer. That's like my trademark card, I guess. So
yeah, and I can't wait to see you take it. I'm actually having a similar problem where I am ready to open Silver Bullets, and I this is of course not something to complain about, but I haven't got enough losses yet. I want to lose and open up these cards, but you win, and it's like, this isn't the deck I want yet. Yeah,
I had 2 matches to play tonight. I was really hoping to lose one of them, but so I could add my fun cards. But next week.
It's a really weird that you get into that mindset where you're like, I really don't even mind taking a loss here, so I can finally get some better cards in here. But
yeah, it's just with my commander Clement, there's just some games where you can curve out so easily with that on 2 and just take over the game really fast.
I think that's one of the top 3, probably that. I know the Bear is a really annoying commander, and I also think Lae'zel is another one that's just like, you can't kill that thing.
Yeah. So those are like 4 mana unkillable.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is just a 2 mana, like if you kill it, it doesn't matter because it already did its thing when it comes in.
Yep.
So
yeah,
and it's a good blink target too. So
yeah, and it's just gonna make all your Cloud Blazers even better. And it's in a week or 2, that deck is going to be humming along, and it'll be a real fun thing to play.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope I don't get to play it, because those Blink decks, I played one the other day, and I tell you, they're not very fun to play against. I got they stole my Meteor Golem, and then they soul herdered it for about 5 turns till I had nothing going on, and it was very depressing. Yeah.
I have not played against any Blink decks yet. I played against a nice variety. I played twice against that Teamer Dragon. One time the person ramped it out on turn 4 and turn 5, and I stood no chance. And then the other one, they didn't really ramp, so I was able to get in under it, because that thing is quite terrifying with the
ward. Oh yeah, is that the one that doubles the dragons you have?
Yeah,
it only takes 1 or 2 dragon spells for that thing to really just run away.
Yeah, on a couple days ago they played that, and then they immediately played, like, it's called Lozan. It's the blue-red uncommon that deals damage whenever you cast dragons. So then they had 2 of those in play, and I decided I didn't need to keep playing.
Yeah, that's a good place to stop.
Yeah.
All right, Richard. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show. Congratulations for getting your league win. I know I was rooting for you throughout that whole top 8, and I can't wait to see how you do it in Brawldurs Gate and see this Blink deck evolve.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for all you do for the league as well.
Oh, thank you. From one content person to another, I appreciate what you do, and I look forward to your commentaries. Hopefully your Friday night, Saturday night league magics come back. I know those were well loved, and we'll see how we do.
Yeah, we'll aim for the fall set, since I'm traveling a bit this summer, so it's not going to work for the Brawldurs game. But once we get back into the swing of things with the fall set, I'll try and do the feature matches again. I know it was well received mostly.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Look for that when we come back in the fall. Until then, Brawldurs Gate, get your silver bullets, and we'll be back right after this. Great talk, great player, Richards. You know, he's a tough one. If you see him out there in the league, say, hey, how you doing? Congratulations. You're a champion. You're the best of the best. How do you do? Also, please don't beat me too bad. Richard. And that's going to do it for the show. We're entering week 2. You got 5 more games to play. You got to keep up the pace or you have to pick it up. If you're starting to fall behind, now's the time to kind of bring it together. Put your deck in the deck clinic. Get some help from the league. Ask the people around you, hey, what can I be doing better? What do you think about this card versus that card? There's a lot of discussions to be had. And I want to know how to beat your deck, because I'm going to have a hard time doing it if you don't tell me. So please, tell me how to beat your deck. I'll tell you how to beat mine. We'll share that strategy together, and we'll see how it goes. But it's week 2. Gotta get to 10 games by the end of the week, and we'll see what happens. We'll see you next week. We're going to see where everything goes. But until that happens, until I can see you and talk to you again, and I can learn about your deck, and you can learn about my deck, I hope you get to keep a good 7, and I really hope that shuffler is in your favor. Until then, bye everybody.